So, guess what? My thoughts are really predictable, you guys.
Okay.
I don't have anything unique to say.
This is a great plug for your horrible channel.
It's awful.
That's my favorite part about the channel.
Hey. There was, of course, the very busy kiosks
Very busy.
of David Cage's Detroit Become Human.
Oh, boy.
Episode 0.1?
That's over. That was last week.
No, I guess 0.2 then.
Yes.
0.2? All right. I didn't get to play Detroit Become Human
Amazing.
because I didn't want to, but I sure did stand by and watch some kid play
For
it.
2 minutes.
And that was
What
the
are your
demo.
thoughts?
It was the demo of. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? That was the demo of the beginning cutscene that we saw on stage, where the David type character, was basically walking through
Like a murder scene.
a hostage situation. Well, a murder scene that then turns into a hostage situation. And the casualness with which he's analyzing the crime scene is so weird, because when you walk up to it, I'm like, oh, you're doing like you did in Heavy Rain, where you're investigating a crime.
Like when you're Norman Jaden.
Exactly. And I'm looking and he's doing all the analysis and getting all the details of like, okay, this is what happened with this bloodstain, and oh, the pot was on, so they were cooking dinner, and and he's putting together what happened.
Yeah.
And then you walk outside and the crime is still happening. And the whole time you're casually just browsing around, collecting evidence for a crime that's still in progress.
Like it's continuing to happen outside.
The crime is still right there. It's happening. And I was like, what?
Wait. Why was he there then?
So that's the thing, right? And I get it. Maybe,
was he investigating a crime that he heard about on the street?
So that's the problem, is that I feel like I know he was sent in, and perhaps maybe I missed the explanation here, and I'm hoping so, because from me observing when I walked in, it seemed like his job was a crime scene investigator, and then he walks outside, sees the crime in progress, and then becomes a negotiator. So
why was he breaking into people's houses?
Well, the SWAT team was there standing around, basically trying to negotiate this android from off a cliff holding a little girl. So he's holding a little girl with a gun to her head at the edge of a cliff. But
this was a cliff?
The edge of a building.
Edge of a building.
Okay. So he's on top of a building. Shouldn't someone have seen him?
He's standing on.
Remember, we're playing a slice of a demo. We don't have all the answers. And
standing and with his feet halfway off a building edge
of a cliff,
holding onto a girl with a gun pointed at her.
Might have been a dog.
Does he want something?
It doesn't matter because you're at the edge, so the gun doesn't do much.
I guess.
But you blow her brains out before you jump? I don't know.
What's the point of having two threats where the android could probably jump off the building and maybe be fine, depending on how like tough the androids are built in this game, or shoot the child, then throw her body.
Okay, you jump off, then shoot the child on the way down.
Then shoot her.
Okay.
No, take the child, jump off with your mighty android body, and do a swinging DDT into a car.
Then juggle the body with your bullets a la Dante.
No.
For Smoking Six style.
Okay, no. Throw the girl up in the air like at least 20 feet. Jump down really fast.
Do a launcher.
Get down to the ground.
And then juggle her on the way down. I like that.
Juggle her off the boundaries of the map.
Yeah.
Into an infinite. So
launch her, death from above to the ground, and then shoot her on the way down.
There's already so many problems with this
great.
game.
Now,
it is a game about androids. It's not.
No, it's a game about humanity.
So
it's also true, Matt.
No, it's about none of those things.
This is a great podcast.
I don't want to tell you what my game is about.
That's good.
Look. What I did then see was the negotiation scene where he was trying to talk the hostage down, and visually this game's gorgeous.
It is,
and all the little details, are cool. While you're walking towards the guy, you see there's a soldier that's down over there, and I couldn't tell, but it almost seemed like you could spend a little bit of time trying to help him out. The kid that was playing was a shit, and he was not very good at it, so it seemed like he was kind of just going
not like us.
Of course not. So what I can tell that what I saw very clearly was a fail state, and what was interesting was, while you're saying the right thing or the wrong thing, you're basically taking a guess in the middle of like this kind of Mass Effect conversation moment to what the person wants to hear, and then it puts up, his rage meter, if you would, the Android rage meter is going high or low, and you want to keep it low to talk him down. But if you don't, then right, rage burst.
Yeah, why would they program the fucking androids to have a rage burst?
So it's a virus or some sort of unintended.
He's really angry and not being programmed with emotions.
It's an unintended bug, and he literally says the emotions you're feeling are an unintended bug or glitch.
Emotions.
Yes, that's
one of the most whatever.
So that's one of the lines, and he's like, they treated me like a person, but I wasn't, and I didn't know, and so on, right? So it's all that stuff, and then the kid failed, but like the fail state resulted in your main character sprinting towards the edge, and very quickly. Right as the guy decides to jump off. Mm-hmm. So the gun is for nothing. He goes, "It's too late now. I'm going to make a decision." And he jumps off. So he has the gun in his hand as he jumps off with the girl. But the gun is for nothing.
This scene doesn't have enough drama. Goodbye.
Insert a gun, because But the point is that whatever...
Yeah, Andrew could just break her neck. If he needed some type of additional threat on the edge of the fucking cliff building... He could have hold her neck, and he didn't even need a gun if they wanted to. What Plague said, have an additional drama.
He could have had syringes.
He could have had like elbow blades coming out.
He could have Baraka skin blades. Thing.
A little gas thing to shoot out toxic gas. Why
is he carrying a gun?
Why isn't
he could have just had like ants in his fingers that he
ball
launches
and chain,
right?
How come he doesn't do a threat and then his chest cavity opens up to reveal a thermonuclear device?
Right. So what I'm suspecting, what I suspect is because when you're walking through that scene, you're seeing people that are shot around the apartment. So I think he shot a bunch of people and then backed up into that corner. Okay. I wasn't there for it, right?
Yeah.
But it seems to be that he shot a bunch of people and then backed off to the edge. And then had the child, and then got into the situation.
Yeah, he only needed one hostage to not use.
So, what happens is he then drops backwards with the girl to commit double suicide, whatever, murder.
He's
suicide.
A robot. It wouldn't do
murder,
anything
homicide,
to him.
suicide, and
shut up, Plague. Shut up.
And as they're dropping backwards, your David type character sprints and like very smoothly grabs her, yanks her, and uses the momentum to throw himself off, basically. So, like, he kind of, like, by pulling her forward, he has to pull himself off the edge.
You know what's amazing? I think that your main character being an android, you know what? I'll believe that. I'll believe you can do that in that split-second reaction. But I'm sure David Cage meant for that character to be a human. They're like, David, that would never work. It would be impossible. Why don't we make him into an android? Then he could do it. And he's like, oh, okay.
Well,
here's your whole story hinges on him being human, David.
Well, I'm going somewhere unexpected here.
Where are you going?
I'm going somewhere unexpected here because
blow my mind, Wooly, please.
Because when he grabs the kid and he pulls him off, he pulls the girl off, and then falls. And as he falls and like the ground is approaching, you see his eyes look up, see the girl make it over the edge, analyze the situation, and then the little HUD next to him goes, mission successful, as he's about to drop and die. That was fucking cool. That moment
would have been cooler if he had grabbed the dude, like power bombed him.
Sure.
Power bomb completed.
But that little moment that they do of like he's pulling a Ripley... Right? And then the thing pops out, and then you go, oh, there it is. Okay, she's gone. Right? It's one of those moments of like, nice, I did it, and he's about to hit the ground. It really worked. And that was very cool.
That is unexpected.
So that leads me down the same path as usual, where you're like, God fucking damn it. Now we're going to be in this mess, this worse mess, where it's not the complete train wreck. It's the one that leaves you with done occasional moments that you have nowhere to go with.
So like Beyond.
Like that moment in
Beyond Two Souls.
Like that moment in Beyond Two Souls, or that intro to Indigo Prophecy, right? Mm-hmm. And hell, let's even say perhaps one of those scenes in Heavy Rain.
Right.
where you're like,
One of them,
this is a well done moment. Now what? Right?
Yeah.
Now
Okay, Wooly,
what?
Here's my thing. You're hinging a lot of this just on the fact that it says mission complete on his HUD. Like, that's the thing that I'm hearing. Other than that, nothing cool really happened in that scene. It's just that thing was enough to set you off and be like, yeah, cool. That's cool.
It was a nicely done moment. The way it zooms in on it, and it's like he's dying. He's about to die, and the last thing he sees before he dies is like, I did it. I nailed it. Mission complete. And he doesn't have a smile, but like his facial expression is pretty much like awesome. Like I did the job, and then
I think you're reading too much into it. I think
maybe
you're projecting your ideas.
Maybe, but you know what?
I
Is
think,
that
Wooly,
not
you liking cool things doesn't mean anything you saw was cool.
does
Because the whole like 15 minutes before then, when you were explaining why this was happening,
Play
sounded
with
like the
Furious.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, believe me, again, I can't say that I have the full context of the beginning of it, so I'm guessing at what I saw. And it makes no sense in that context with the lack of information. I'm very willing to believe that something before the moment I walked up to the kiosk might explain everything, right? That's the stance I always take. I'm not going to shit on you just because I want to shit on you. I'm going to hold back my turd in case you have a good reason.
You're gonna what? You're holding
Hold
back
back
your
his-
turd?
I'm holding back my turd.
Well, these muscles will clench.
Wait, is the game the turd, or did you bring a turd
No,
into
to
the
shit
game?
on it. He said to shit on it.
No, the turd's
Oh,
from
you're
me.
go-
It's shit from a butt.
Yeah.
You're gonna put your turd on the other turd,
But
so that they
that
cannot be lonely.
you understand?
As a
Like,
shit.
I know that it's not always the most entertaining route to go, but if you have an explanation for your thing, and I'm going off and getting mad at a thing because I just missed a piece of crucial information, that's on me for missing it. So I want to be
Why are
very
you giving the benefit of the doubt?
I don't
to
know
David
why
Cage?
he's doing this with the
Why
David
do you-
Cage thing.
because I
Did
need
someone
to
pay you money before this?
No, because I don't want I want to be honest about this and
This
basically
sounds like something an assassin would say.
right? Because I want to be very clear here and state that just like when we had those moments in the previous David Cage games where you're like, holy fuck, in the midst of this train wreck, there was a single element here that worked. There was a piece of quality, and this makes it worse because it shows that, like,
It'll be one of those things again.
it'll be one of those things. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm
Well,
trying to get at this
this
is going to
David
be,
Cage.
and because we're looking at a movie where, no, a movie, fuck it, it's a movie where there's more protection now. He's even more insulated.
Just fire his fucking stupid ass.
No, put more protection around
No,
him.
hire him again.
Hire more writers.
I'm not going to say hire him more.
Put a
He's
wall-
already working, sir.
Put
Do
a
it again.
wall of people to check and balance
But-
his bullshit,
but then
so
where-
that the product becomes more and more.
But then what
not
value does he
stupid.
bring? Like what why even keep him then? For us, for our like
a pet.
hatred of him. Then what's keeping him there? What does that actually provide the game? Like what's the thing that he
Well,
actually
at this point,
provides?
he's a brand.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's the only thing my mind jumps to.
At this point, it's a name. It's a recognizable icon. He's
You're
Quantic
employing
Dream.
a villain. It's giving you something to hate.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I feel that when we get into this game, it's not gonna be the cut and dry. That's my experience, and that's my takeaway from seeing this up close. Is that it's not gonna be a cut and dry. Holy fuck. Roller coaster ride to shit town from day one. I think it's gonna fucking do the same slow shit burn that Beyond Two Souls did with us.
Yes.
Where you give it that initial benefit of the doubt, and then it just takes, and then it slowly gets to the place where it stops making sense, and then by the end, it's just gonna lose it.
Okay.
So you're saying that this David Cage game might end up being a David Cage game.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Hot-
And now.
hot takes.
And now, with prettier graphics than ever and more blockers to hold him back.
Sounds
from,
like you're excited, Wooly.
Oh, boy.
Wooly's in heat.
Right? With
Push him
more-
onto the Microsoft update right now.
With more blockers than ever in place to keep him from being himself. It will fool more people than ever before.
If you
if you got angry, yell at people who are like, I liked Indigo Prophecy. And if
Rain.
you got angry at people that said Heavy Rain was a good game, and if you got angry at people that went, yo, Beyond Two Souls is the shit, you should check it out. Detroit is gonna fucking be the worst for
I've
this.
actually heard no one ever recommend Beyond Two Souls. Heavy Rain, yes. Indigo Prophecy, yes. I've never heard anyone say anything like positive about it.
I have.
Well,
Isn't that the most frustrating? It's not the stop liking things I don't like. It's the I know this is beyond just me. This is just bad. Stop liking something that is like cancer.
So
like, stop eating literal shit.
That's it. So all I'm trying to say is, like, if I walked over there and got a shit show and it was hilarious and I'd report that back to you guys right now, that'd be great. It'd be simple and we'd be done. But it wasn't that simple. It was more complex. And I think that's going to make it harder for people who don't know. It's going to fucking suck. There was subtlety
and texture to the dump.
Yeah. And you know what, Plague? Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm reading too much into things. And maybe a lot of what I like is me reading further into it than the actual design intended.
Well, you do that, but that is a positive thing. Like, I do think that's a positive character trait to actually have. To be able to recognize things and actually find value in them. That's good.
But
it does make you vulnerable.
Perhaps.
Yeah, weak even.
I'm willing to
Friends are your weakness, Willie.
I'm willing to concede that that might have been me, and I'll wait for it to land in other people's hands. But it's not going to be a cut and dry shit show.
Okay, so remember how you said I'm going to hold back the turd? Guess who's opening up the floodgates right now?
Go ahead.
Because you know your experience with a game called Cloud Built at PAX East?
Yeah.
Guess what type of experience I had playing Beyond Two?
Did it crash on you? And it Detroit becomes human.
Whatever. It honestly doesn't matter at this point what it's called.
Who fucking cares what the game is? Tell us what shit.
So I'm waiting in a line. There's about 2 people ahead of me, and I'm just like, no, I got to get hands on. And it's like the con closes at 8, so I don't get this explanation. And this is a lot of stuff that's not the game's fault per se. One of them is not. But I finally get up to the thing after about 30 minutes of waiting. And I didn't want to wait 30 minutes of waiting, but fortunately I had another thing going on, so whatever. I had time to kill. So actually after 30 minutes of wait, I get on, and the fucking... this is where some of my hatred to the PSVR booth, just because it was all Sony booth shit, except for Marvel, because Marvel was fine. Nothing wrong happened there. But the guy tells me, he's like, yeah, maybe I can give you like 5 minutes, but we're closing up. And I'm like, you're not. Everything closes at 8. He's like, yeah, but we're closing down this demo kiosk. And I'm like, well, I've been waiting here for 30 minutes because I've told me that earlier. And he's like, sorry, it's, busy. And I'm like, Fine. And I go, you know what? I don't need 10 minutes to judge. I need 5. So the first thing is when you control this game, controls like dog shit. Controls like every other David Cage game. Has to have this stupid fucking button prompts where you're wiggling around the stick. Now I saw that when people were playing, but I was still like, well, let me get hands on with it. And they still, like you would agree, they all control not optimally.
Yeah, I wasn't hands-on this time around, but no, it's that same thing. It's that same thing, right? Yep.
Like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. So I'm like...
that they get it wrong every time when that's the only thing you have to worry about when doing your controls. Because
it's like, let's be slightly different. Let's be European, I guess. I don't know. So off the bat, like, I'm controlling. I'm like, oh, God, whatever. And I'm playing it. Now, when you described your David character who's picking up things and he has no emotional attachment to them. He's picking up things that a Heavy Rain character would go, oh, God, this is horrible. Or like Ellen Page giving a really good performance of something traumatic that happened. So I have a problem with the android by himself. Something I think that does work is if Data or someone in a room with an android is investigating shit. And you can get that duality.
There was a soldier when he walked in the room that went, fucking android. Yeah. I remember that moment.
He's one half of a duo that doesn't have a half.
Yeah,
Right,
like there's a straight man and then there's
a human touch. Yes.
So maybe there's something element that'll happen there. Maybe he'll be partnered up with. I hope that's what's going to happen. If that happens, then that's fine. But for this scene, for this demo, having your fucking David guy pick up like an object that was potentially used in a murder or an assault, it's like he's like, oh, he analyzes and puts it down. I'm like, great, awesome. Really feel the drama here, right? But again, I don't know if that'll come up later, but who knows?
I think there is great value in that in establishing like a comedic tone, though, because I really want to see him comforting like a little girl.
There.
And have, there. Your tears are unnecessary. Disengage your tears, please.
Yes.
But in the trailer that we saw at E3, there were some androids that seemed to be like really enunciating, at least speaking. Like I could feel it there. But like for this particular guy that there was not that much going on. He just felt kind of distant. I'm like, okay.
Well, his line to the emotional android was that your emotions are a misfunction, a malfunction.
Okay, so all the androids that are rebelling are
feeling emotions.
Okay.
I suspect that's where this is going.
Okay.
Yeah, the plot will lead to him having tears in the rain, I'm sure. Something stupid.
What Willie said about the game being gorgeous is very true. One thing I really did like is I'm of two minds about this because gameplay-wise, I've seen hologram recreations of shit that's already happened lots of times now. Heavy Rain had it, for one. Lots of Batman games have fucking had it. We fucking played Batman, whatever, Telltale that have it. I'm kind of actually tired of it. Let's piece together everything. Like, I've done it enough now. One thing I will say about this game is that the way that they visualize the holograms is really cool. It's this sketchy, sort of almost aha music video style.
Okay.
Or James Bond Casino Royale opening.
Okay.
It's like that. And I'm like that, but it's more of like with outlines, like chalky outlines of the characters doing motions and grappling over objects. And I'm like, that looks cool visually. So that part I was like really into. So then, unfortunately, my 5 minutes was up. So all that hostage negotiation thing you said, I was not privy to that.
Right.
So a lot of this has to do with the game, like controlling your character, bad already. I saw one cool visual thing. What you described further, like made me go, oh, it's even dumber past the part that I got. And maybe I need to see the moment you're talking about, but the whole like mission complete thing, that doesn't sound like it would wow me, but maybe I need to see it. Maybe I'm just not visualizing it
quite frankly,
correctly.
now that I've put it out there, it's out there. So it's like, it's something that I saw it, I was like, oh, that was pretty cool, right? And no matter what now, seeing that, waiting to see it happen, maybe you're going to be like, well, like, yeah, he's like he said. And it's not going to be anything exceptional.
Yeah, because I've already had it described to me.
But I thought it was an interesting way to end that off and to basically, show like the non-emotion of the android in that moment, right? So that's all it is, I guess, is that like I want to make sure that when we're calling out the bullshit, it is accurate. I want to be accurate with this as we play it. I don't want like the bullshit to be based on misunderstanding that is actually explained. Because you're like, yeah, I don't know. It can be funnier if we just make it up.
No. I mean that, like, listen, when I've been burnt on every game and every game is a huge disappointment and like I hate them all in different ways, like I stop trying to look for the positives. If, like, let's take, for example, the Death Note Netflix show.
Yeah.
That is made by an individual whose previous works I have all liked. So when people are all shitting on that, I'll be like, well, for myself, I'm personally going into that pretty positive because I've enjoyed this person's work. So I'll always look on the positive side of that. Whereas people like that might not have any previous association with that person's work and projects they've done in the past, then they have no point of context and they're free to shit on it. But that's where I'm coming from. For David Cage, when every single game has been a huge, massive disappointment and a waste of my life, I'm going to go in extremely negative until proven otherwise. And nothing in the demo, except for a cool little visual thing, was, and the fact that the game just generally looks really gorgeous, but it should always, because at least his games do look good for the
They
time
have
that they're
money.
released in.
They've got money.
The impression I'm getting for Wooly is he knows that this one's probably going to be the most polished in terms of you have to spot the shit versus it just being thrown in your face.
Exactly.
So he doesn't want to go into the LP being accused of pulling a Kenny, where you've developed such a hatred for something that you're just accused of, you just hate it already.
But even Beyond Two Souls, when we're playing that, I'm like, that game looks gorgeous. That game has really good performances that go nowhere because some idiot decided, let's chop the fucking game up like a fucking moron.
You know,
Who did that? Who decided
Why do you
that?
think that Cage is? Why do you think Cage is like that? Because that's just systemic.
I gotta make it interesting.
Well, there's like one or two, like, this is a good idea. It was executed in the worst way that a human could ever execute it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what is it about his personality? Or is it because of, like, are people surrounding him? Is it sort of a George Lucas thing where there are actually talented people around him?
That's exactly what it is. There's an interview with the co-founder of Quantic Dreams talking exactly about the fact that they need people to rein him in.
Fucking fire him! When you say that, we need to rein Wooly in. Fucking fire Wooly, but we don't need to do that with Wooly. So
co-founder. Okay, so
it's ridiculous.
That's the train it's on, and it's definitely coming from the same. It's the same space that Uwe Boll and Tommy Wiseau and Neil Breen live in. It's the same place.
Neil Breen again,
right? Where you have a dream. And you have a vision that is the same quality as every amazing movie you watched or every amazing game you played.
Yeah, okay, I'm on board with this.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you know how to pull that off because it's in your head.
Yeah.
And in your head, it's the best.
It should be simple to then put it out into reality.
But that's
the most dangerous place to come from in writing. Like, you don't do that.
And you looked at those movies that are good, and you went, okay, what do we need? We need the people, we need the camera, and the place.
That's it.
And then we tell them what to say, and then we get the good story.
The movie just gets birthed into reality. We get
the good game from my head into reality.
Yeah.
And they
mark and execute.
And every time someone steps in to go, do you even frame your shots? Do you understand what an establishing shot is? Do you understand editing? Do you understand conversation? And it's all these granular details, and the person that is in question goes,
don't worry about that.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have it in my head.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You're right.
In my head, there's this cake. And it's perfect.
Yep.
And it's just sugary and it's frosted and it's flavored as I need it to be.
That's cool, sir. What do we put into the cake to make it like you want? I don't know.
We make a cake. Hire some people that have made cakes.
That happens all the time, too.
And then we get everyone in the room and you go, you're making a fucking cake. And it's like, what kind of cake are we making? We're making the cake I'm thinking about.
It's a really good one.
What kind of cake is it?
We're making the cake from my childhood memories, you idiot. Don't you know it? No. I don't. Do you? Yeah, we're making it.
Okay, should we start with eggs? Maybe some flour. What? The details don't matter, And then in the end, you brute force it with enough people around.
It gets completed.
That can ship the fucking thing.
Yeah, ship the cake.
I have done enough commissions that I'm very experienced with these kinds of people. That I have something in my head.
My OC.
You make it.
Yes.
And then you say, okay, what does he look like? And the answer is, sort of like this and that, and they might give you some reference images, and then you say, oh, you mean this exact thing that you described. No, that's nothing like what I wanted. Then what did you want? I already told you. Yeah. Because they don't know. They don't internalize. They just feel. And that's it.
The details don't matter. It's this feeling in my head. And me telling you about it
should be enough.
Should be enough for you to see it.
Right.
That's all. And enough money behind that. And
it makes me think of Superman Returns. Remember that?
Yeah.
How there's so many shots of him like slowly descending, and it's just beautiful, and it makes me feel so many things, said the director and the writer. But you, the viewer, don't feel any of this. You don't have that inside of you, so it doesn't mean anything because the movie isn't there to create that feeling. And that's where the disconnect happens with so many writers, is I'm trying to recreate a feeling that I used to have, but I don't know how to make other people feel that. That's David Cage.
This is very enlightening because I never actually synced up David Cage to that Tommy Wiseau, Neil Breen sort of level. But it like he's better spoken and is more of like a salesman that way. Like, so there's that difference there, but actually internally it's exactly the same thought process.
100% from the same planet of
Tommy's planet.
Yes. Of just, I have a thought and that's good enough.
Make it go.
I don't need to know the steps. I don't need to understand the craft. I don't need to even worry myself over how the things I liked were made. I can simply surround myself with enough people to make my vision come true.
And I was thinking about Omicron a bunch when I was trying to sleep a few days ago.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, he says, on the bridge planet.
Yeah, exactly.
A world of nothing but bridges.
When all these games have
The
so
search
many...
for cake on Bridge World continues.
When all these games have so many things, like the Indigo Prophecy has the fucking, Aztec gods and the Matrix people, all the bullshit, and the Chinese Ghost Army and all the bullshit from Beyond Two Souls, that now totally smacks of someone going, and we need to put this thing in that I like, that I think is interesting too.
Exactly. And that's the only reason why I was able to pin it to the rest of those guys, is because if you go early enough, before the blockers were in, you're looking at Indigo Prophecy.
The weighted clothing that they're forced to wear.
Indigo Prophecy was his unfiltered brain.
Yeah.
So when you get to the point of like, okay, how do you get to this bad of a plot of a finale? You have to think about someone who says, what is evil to me? What do I think bad things are? A cult, right? A man in a cloak and a bloody pentagram is evil. But as we uncovered the mystery, what else is evil? Witches. I've always felt nervous about them. I don't understand AI.
I don't like those weird energy people made out of code.
Aliens might get us.
Is that a normal pentagram?
Is destroying the environment.
I hate that. That's really mean of weather.
And
this
cults,
weather is evil.
Secret cults are always a problem. The Illuminati is real. I don't know about those Native American shamans.
No, yeah. They got some weird shit buried in there.
And tigers are going to kill you if they get the chance.
Yeah, you'll love them.
That's true.
These things are evil.
I'm afraid of my ex-wife. We should put that in there, too.
Demons and angels fighting over my soul. Well, the demons are evil. And ghosts must be. Ravens?
So
these things make me feel bad.
Hold on. Think of wait. This also works for positives. Kissing is good. Men and women kiss. There's love.
Men,
sex,
friendship,
sex is only good.
Playing basketball with your friends
or football.
Short hair, underage girls.
Having a big apartment means you're happy. Gotta have a big apartment.
Pregnancy, babies being born. That's good. These are happy things in life.
You know what? A pizza being delivered to your big apartment, that only means success.
Playing the guitar, that's what a happy person does.
That's a skill that people love.
I enjoy that. That makes me feel good.
Wait, no, there's a bug. People hate bugs.
Bugs are evil.
Can't have those.
Old foreign Chinese men.
Evil.
I don't trust that. I don't like it. It is different. It is not what I'm used to. It's that simple.
It is. It really is.
Fucking bare bone elementary simple. This is good to me. This is bad.
It's like someone put a bunch of different stickers of different objects and things, and they said there's a good side, there's a bad side. Where do they go, David?
It's a fucking chalkboard with a line in the middle, and he's putting little cord things up
or whatever.
And at the end, you're like, wait, so every evil force is working together? And he's like,
They're
yes!
conspiring against my love for cake. They need to be stopped.
Just general pool of evil. Like, there's like the pool, and you go in, it's only evil people in that pool. That's bad pool.
But the good side,
Good side's nice.
children are nice. Indigo child. That's important.
But
very
Mr. Cage,
Innocence.
Mr. Cage, how does this fit together? Like, how do these things work together as a cohesive evil?
Don't worry about that, babe.
They're evil, so obviously, if we put them in the story and oppose them against the main character, then it will work because
Homeless
they're evil.
people, benevolent and kind, secret society.
They're not evil, because if I say they're evil, people will be like,
But the mentally ill, though,
they're crazy.
Evil.
they're monsters. They
Yeah.
take claw swipes.
Everything. Oh,
And
who's
no
really
one that's
nice?
homeless is
You know who's
mentally
really
ill.
Nice? Priests are nice. It's good if you have a brother that's a priest,
good
and it'll help
priests.
you through the hard times.
When the angels attack. Yep.
you need a priest on your side.
Yep.
Angels, those are evil.
Well, no, they're demons, but they look like angels or whatever.
Condoms, those are evil.
Like everything.
It is
Everything is an extreme.
pre-K.
My brother can't be a nice guy. My brother has to be a priest, because priests are super nice and help people.
And you take that mentality and extrapolate it into all of the games, and then find out about the parts that get removed, like the science fiction plot
Of
being
Heavy
removed
Rain.
from Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
And
That was someone actually saying, no, we're cutting this shit out. It's ridiculous.
and God knows what was pulled out of
balloons
Beyond
are
Two
nice.
Souls.
Kids love balloons.
Sure.
My favorite part about that is that the gray area of morality for him is someone appearing to be on the good side, and then they jump the fence into bad town.
All of a sudden.
Yeah, that's gray. Gray is whenever white is actually black and you just didn't know.
The white just tears off its white sticker. It's, I'm evil.
I was black all along. Oh no, not again.
This
You've been
this
gray.
this was an amazing episode. The third episode of our LP.
Second.
I still count the con.
Yeah, but that wasn't filmed. So
That
this
wasn't
is the
filmed.
second.
Fair enough.
That was cut content.
Jesus Christ, we're running long on this one.
We are.
Yeah, so what's the news?